Hey guys, Immortal Griff here. Fromsoft has a long pedigree of crafting some of the most challenging gaming experiences in modern memory. Some newcomers to the studio's games can have their spirits crushed by this, and Elden Ring is no different. But never you worry, little homie, because I've got an Elden Ring build here to help you devastate the early game and one that'll grow with you through your playthrough. This is the Royal Bloodflame. Start as the Samurai class. Then the first thing you want to do is grab the whetstone knife from the Gatefront ruins. This build utilizes a couple Ashes of War, so you need to be able to equip them. Next up, we'll be grabbing the Skyshot Ash of War from the Scarab hanging out behind the isolated merchant shack in Dragon Barrow. I like this ash because it lets you isolate and aggro enemies from a good distance, and from behind cover and creative elevations. Once you locate the Scarab, murder the poor little guy without unaliving yourself through gravity, and then let's move on. Our next step is the bread and butter of this build, the Flame of the Redmane's Ash of War. This powerful ability has tremendous stagger potential, but it's a bit of a pain to get a hold of. Northeast of the Fort Gael North bonfire in Caelid, you'll see some of those mysterious crystal footprints racing around. What you want to do is line yourself up with the path of these footprints and start attacking as soon as they start approaching you. Don't worry, this is not frustrating in any way, and if you find yourself contemplating murder, that's completely natural. However, I want to go on the record as saying don't do that. Instead, embrace this meditative experience for what it is and breathe in the relaxation until you get the ash. You'll walk away from this process a changed being, a living vessel of peace on earth. Once you've got the Flame of the Redmanes, head to the Death-Touched Catacombs at the beginning of the Saints Bridge in Northwest Limgrave. In this dungeon you'll find both the second Uchigatana and the Assassin's Crimson Dagger. Follow this path to grab the sword, dodging all the skeletons along the way. Once you have the Uchigatana in hand, keep running forward and avoiding the enemies until you get to the lever that unlocks the boss door. Pull the lever and then pull a 180, heading back the way you came. Juke all the skellies and make your way back up to the now open doors to the area boss. You'll be facing off against the Black Knife Assassin, but don't let the name intimidate you. You'd basically have to be asleep to lose to this guy. Once you're in the fight, just avoid his attacks and hit him with your strongest ones until he folds like origami, surrendering this sweet, sweet critical hit healing charm. Next we're going to make our way north to the village of the Albinarics. From the bonfire, head up the slope to the east until you see a suspiciously man-sized pot. Give it a whack and it'll turn into Gumby Voldemort. Hear this poor soul out until he gives you one half of the Haligtree medallion. Having this medal in your possession opens up the next step in the build. Travel to the Table of Lost Grace and get ready to face Ensha. He'll use fist weapons and gravity magic to try to end your valiant adventure, so just play for your life until he's dead. Once he is, go to the spot he normally hangs out to pick up the Royal Remain set, a pretty good armor set that gives you health regeneration when your HP becomes critically low. At this point, I like to do the 100,000 rune farming strategy, which I've got a video of on this channel. It'll be linked in the description below. This part is optional, but it definitely cranks up your power and leaves you that much more prepared for the journey ahead. I also like to use this opportunity to bait one of the giants outside the War Master's shack to break open the statue containing a bunch of smithing stones so that I can upgrade my Uchigatanas. Finally, I like to head down to the beach to the south of the Church of Ela and buy the Armorer's Cookbook 2 from the merchant there so that I can craft fire arrows, really rounding out the whole theme of the build. Once this step is complete, you'll have everything you need for this build, so it's time to go and put it all together. Another plus is that gathering all the necessary elements of this build took me less than an hour, which I think is great. Equip all the items and ashes that you've acquired, and if you did the 100k rune trick, allocate your stats something like mine here, favoring dexterity, stamina, and health to really feed those combos. Now that the build is complete, you're ready to get out there and really put a hurting on the lands between and all the nasty things that live there. I'll leave you with some gameplay of the build in action, but make sure to come check out the stream some night that I'm live on Twitch. I really hope this guide was helpful. Until next time, keep smoldering with thy meager flame, Tarnished.